It's never too soon to start talking about the holiday weekend, and we will, of course, break it down in full detail coming up in just a bit. We're sort of looking ahead towards the rest of the week here. As far as the allergies are concerned, they are going to be running high through the weekend. We might get some showers to briefly drop things down for Thursday, but again, it's not a prolonged rain event. We would need something like we had this past weekend to really clear things out and get a nice little break from the action. But yeah, tree pollen season, we're getting the brunt of it right now. It's going to start trending downward into the beginning of June, and that's when grass pollen season is going to get going. So yeah, if it's not one thing, it's another. Here are your max temperatures today. 60s from the Cape through southern portions of Rhode Island, Fall River, New Bedford, out towards Newport. Newport only got to 61 degrees today, as did Westerly. Westerly, you guys were 71 yesterday, so a big difference today because the northeast winds, they swung around to the southeast as we headed into the afternoon. That really shunted those temperatures pretty nicely. You had to go well inland to places like Worcester and Springfield to even sniff 70 degrees. And again, that is because of those chilly water temperatures, which you look at the buoy readings right here, you get out into the open waters, it's still in the low 50s, but you get closer to our bays and to our sounds, and that's when you're talking mid-upper 50s. In fact, in Narragansett Bay, you're probably looking at about 60, 61 degrees at this point. So it's getting there, and with these days, of course, it's seasonably cool, but still it's going to warm things up pretty nicely as we head into June here, and of course we're going to start getting those warmer days, and we look ahead to Memorial Day weekend to see the next time we can get some seasonably warm weather. Right now it's seasonably on the cool side again. Look at the overnight temperatures, 40s across the board. Even a couple of outlying areas will probably fall into the 30s. Places like Rehoboth down towards New Bedford. You go out to places like Coventry and further west, Hopkinton. You're looking at temperatures probably 38, 39 by tomorrow morning. It warms up nicely into the afternoon, especially away from the water. That's because we have a wind shift, more of a southwest wind. That's ahead of a cold front. And again, the cold front is going to briefly maybe clear those allergies out by the time we get to Thursday. It's also going to clear the atmosphere out of that wildfire smoke that we have been dealing with quite a bit here over the last, say, month. And it's going to be a nice bluer sky come Thursday and Friday. We'll probably pick up around maybe a tenth of an inch, as much of a quarter of an inch if we get a downpour in spots. Not a ton of rain out of this, certainly nothing like what we had this past weekend. And then look at this, full sunshine Thursday, and again, a brighter blue sky. We've got a dominant area of high pressure coming in. It's a good thing this is not a weak area of high pressure, because if it did, I think this low that's developing over the Carolinas later this week would probably impose its will. We might be dealing with, at the very least, a couple of cloudy days, if not maybe rain. But just look at this as we go through the futurecast into the weekend, and the low just sitting continuously over the Carolinas and over the mid-Atlantic, keeping the rain away. And at this point, if you believe the model trend, it's looking even a little bit brighter than the last couple of days. So that's a great trend. And look at the temperatures as a result. I think we bumped them up a little bit more from yesterday. We're 74 Saturday, 78 on Sunday, and we'll go with 80 on the nose on Monday. Again, a little bit cooler, of course, at the beaches because of those water temperatures, but a nice dry stretch of weather setting up again here. Couldn't come at a better time for the holiday weekend for those of you who have plans. And again, good thing we had that soaking this past weekend, because it doesn't look like we're going to see a ton of rain through the beginning of next week, John.